I know you guys are such big Team Ico fans. Have you guys had much time to talk to Ueda?
I went over to Japan for a vacation. Some of the guys through Sony hooked up a tour and of the studio, and then a dinner with Ueda-san. I was just kind of like a little kid. Like I threw on my diapers just to be safe, and I just kind of asked him a lot of geeky questions for It was the very first game that I played. It basically shaped my entire concept of how core mechanics are built and exploited and then switched up in a way with context to story, and how those two things parallel each other, and then to come out with an emotional impact that made me cry. I cried. It was the first game that I ever played where it's just like I'm in with the controller in my hand and I'm crying, and I'm just like, a game did this. And that shaped my entire concept of design.
I think Fumeto Ueda's work is obviously a landmark in the industry. What amazed me is that he managed to tell this very simple story, when you think about it, in a very elegant way, and with almost no dialogue. So everything was just through imagery and sound and animations, and I thought that was incredibly elegant. And there was a sense of poetry in what he did that is really rare in the industry. And most of these things I found again in Shadow of the Colossus. But what is great is you really feel when you play one of these games that you have in front of you another, and not another game designer. Is really someone visionary, someone sensitive, someone who has a vision, was something to say in his very own way.
Everybody over on IGN.com is doing. You should go read all those editor picks, ladies and gentlemen. But right now we're doing a video about your number one pick, which was?
Number one is Ico.
Not a bad pick. Why?
Ico really stands out because it does something that not a lot of games do well, and when they do, I think it's one of the coolest things that games can do, and that's telling a story through gameplay.
Yeah.
Ico drops you into the game and never says, press X to do this, or press triangle to do that.
Yeah.
It just lets you go. And you end up experiencing this journey holding hands with another character that you're kind of guiding through the castle, but you're totally engrossed and immersed in that space, and the game never pulls you out of it by telling you how to play it. And that's really powerful and cool.
No, totally.
Alors que l'époque est marquée par le triomphe de GTA et de son monde ouvert, une modeste division du Japan Studio de Sony s'apprête sans vraiment le vouloir à redéfinir les contours du jeu vidéo. Minimaliste, expérimental et quasiment muet, Ico est un jeu que personne n'a vraiment vu venir. Pas même les joueurs qui l'ignoreront superbement à sa sortie. Malgré 16 allures de conte à la portée universelle et les efforts consentis afin de rendre son gameplay accessible au plus grand nombre, il ne s'écoulera qu'à hauteur de 650 000 exemplaires dans le monde. Pourtant, quasiment 20 ans après sa sortie, il fait toujours partie des œuvres les plus respectées du média et régulièrement cité par les plus grands noms de la profession comme une source majeure d'inspiration. Mais comment un titre aussi modeste a-t-il réussi à redéfinir l'approche du game design de toute une industrie? Réponse dans ce premier épisode de Polygone.